All right, guys. If you're here, like and subscribe. Leave out a pair as usual. All right. We're doing a talk and drive, so be focusing on the road, which is windshield you are. So yeah. All right. So let's continue this. Okay. So oh, what's up? What's good? Distinct performance said what's good. What's going on, Fernand? All right. Today, if you saw I guess the description, you would have noticed that there's a few things in there because I wanted you to understand that when you're when you're using your heat press, you're gonna need it for all these different applications. Okay, so if you're gonna get into this apparel designing game, the most important thing to get is a heat press machine. Why? Because with the heat press machine, you can do a whole lot, right? So, for example, if you're doing screen printing and you don't have enough room to put a conveyor dryer, even if the footprint is 24 by 24, it may come to a point where, like, there's not much space. So what happens is, like, the heat press machine is the go-to to help you out. One thing you can do is, especially if you have two of them, you can have the heat press on, put the ink on there, I mean the shirt on there with the screen printed image, let it hover, and holy moly, it's a lot of rainwater. Yeah, so you let it hover, and what ends up happening is um, it will dry the ink for you, right? And then after that, you set it, and then you can heat press your screen printed image. That's what I use whenever I screen print. I don't have much footprints to do a conveyor dryer, so what I use is my heat press. First, I allow it to cure a little bit, dry up a little bit. I feel it. If it feels a little tacky, I'm good to go, and then I just heat press it, right, with a non-stick. And what that allows the ink to do is get enough heat that it can cure, but it smushes and it kind of becomes one with the shirt a little bit more than if you was to just screen print on top of it and leave it, you know? Yeah, so that's one thing. And I had the screen printed machine on the actual like logo for the damn it, I need to find out what that thing is called. When you have your video but you have the logo for the video, that's what I'm talking about, right? So that's why I put the screen printing machine on there, because to show you, you can use screen printing. You can heat press in combination with your screen printing machine also, right? And then also I have the embroidery machine in there. So a lot of people don't realize some appliques that you put on, especially if you have the applique that has the gentle touch, whatever, at the end of your embroidery machine, your embroidery designs, what that allows is, if it's like, especially kids that's wearing it, it has like a soft feel in the back. And what that allows the machine to do, we call it the embroidery to do, is not be so rough on the child's skin or on the person's skin, so they feel the soft fabric, but you need a heat press so you can heat press on there, right? So having a heat press is important, especially if you're doing apparel designing. Also, if you saw a tidbit of it, I had the sublimation, I think it was the number 3 that was there. Sublimation is big when it comes to heat pressing. When it comes to the heat press machine, those are two combination machines that's like legal together, because you can use the heat press to do all over sublimation, small image sublimation, pocket, left, right, wherever you want to put your logo for sublimation printing, right? So yeah, so that's there, and then on top of that, you have vinyl, right? So if you have a vinyl cutter, or if you, and a lot of these things you don't have to have them right away, especially if you're just starting. Just get a heat press machine, and with the heat press machine, you're able to apply any image on any shirt, you know. So yep, that's my rant for today. But yeah, so but also I have two different heat press machine in there, right? So with the HTV runt that I have in there, right? The HTV runt allows you to heat press via the automated way. It also allows you to heat press via the manual way, where you just pull out drawer, put the shirt, push it in, press the button, and then you wait a few seconds, you know, and it automatically opens by itself. Now, you know what? Let me talk about the clamshell first, because that's a heavy machine to use, because there's just so many applications with it, right? And also its limitations. So, with a heat press machine, you have many different heat presses. You have regular heat press, which is the clamshell. A lot of people use the clamshell. And before, they didn't have the pull-out drawer. It was just, you would open up the clamshell, and the clamshell is good for limited amount of space because it only goes up and down. It doesn't swing to the side or anything. And if a heat press swings to the side, you're going to need clearance so the heat press can be able to swing so you can put your garment. If not, you're not going to be able to put your garment correctly, and you're going to have a small space that you have to look from to just apply your shirts, right? So that's the old style clamshell. With that, you can adjust it, and you can do basically the same thing. You can heat press on anything, you know, especially when it comes to like screen printed transfers. You can do screen printed transfers if you don't want to do screen printing and then throw it in there and heat press it. So there's various ways to use this machine. Okay, Distinct Performance says heat press for screen printing is great for what was that said? Fibrillation? Is that what it says? Hold on 1 second. And curling. Give me a second. Yeah, fibrillation and curling. All right. All right, cool. So yeah, so there's a lot of applications you can use a heat press for, but there's different ones that allows you to do even more. With the swing away, right now we're on the, so let's go back to the clamshell. So the new version of the clamshell, which is not even a question if you're getting a clamshell, is the pull-out drawer, right? So with the pull-out drawer, you're able to literally, like it says, like just like when you have like a drawer, and it allows you to pull out the actual platen where you would put the shirts or whatever. It's the same format that they utilize, so you can pull out the drawer and have it a lot closer to you, away from the heat element as much as possible, and then you can put in your shirt, right? And then once you do that, you push it back in, then you heat press it, right? So that's one version of the, that's one of the new actives that they put for the clamshell. If you have a clamshell and you're not getting the one that has the, that has the pull-out drawer, then I don't know what to say for you, man. Unless you already bought an old one, then that makes sense. That makes sense. But if you don't have the one with the pull-out drawer, if you're getting a brand new one, man, you got some thinking to do. But yeah, so also the next version of the clamshell, right? So you have the pull-out draw, and now they've done something even more fantastic with the clamshell. And I'm gonna talk about the ultimate heat press machine to get it's crazy, right? So now what they did with the clamshell is they realized, you know what, we can make it automatically open. So now you have the clamshell, which is an automatically open heat press machine that uses a magnet, and then the magnet gets turned on once the heating process is going on, and then once the heating process is complete, it turns off, which auto releases the tension between the press, I mean the platen, the bottom platen, and the top platen, right? So that's the automatic heat press clamshell, and it's right. So the new version of that also is the automatic heat press machine, right? So it automatically opens and closes, uses the same function, right? But the new thing is you have the pull out draw also, so you can pull out the draw, clear the heat, put your shirt, push it in, put it down, automatically it opens. So if you push it down and you go do something, you open. All right. So that's basically the new clamshell, the old and the new. And now we're gonna talk about the swing away, right? So with the swing away, you have with the swing away, you have the ability to do what it says. You can swing it away, right? So sometimes when you have sublimation, right? And let's say you forget to tape your sublimation. Always tape your sublimation, no matter if you have an auto press, manual press, a clamshell, or a swing away. All right. Always tape down with heat tape, specialized heat tape, so you don't end up having what's called ghosting. Ghosting is when you heat press sublimation and you open, whether it's auto open or regular open, your heat press machine, right? Once it's done, and what happens is the paper ends up fluttering upwards, kind of. It doesn't fly off. It kind of hovers and moves to the side, settles down, and since the paper is still hot, what ends up happening is the image creates this like ghosting effect where it once it touches back down, the sublimation process begins again, and it's like sublimating when it's not supposed to on another location, right? So that's ghosting, right? So yeah, so with the swing away, some people have the swing away because they don't want to have to deal with like being in front of that heat. Even though there are some swing away that have also the pull out draw, right? So the swing away basically is like I said, it swings away. You put your shirt, you put it on, you fix it nicely, then you put the heat platen back on a line with the bottom, and then you press down or you heat press it, right? And what it happens when that happens is when you do that is the machine will allow you to have more room, and then that's when the heat pressing process begin. You pull it up, and after that, you can swing away to remove the shirt. It gives you a lot more clearance, and you are a little bit more free to not get exposed to the heat. So that's swing away. Now, they have the swing away with the pull out draw, right? That's the new advantage. The swing away really hasn't changed that much, but there's some that has the pull out draw, right? Let me see if I can pin this comment real quick. Pin message. All right, cool. So, so that was the message I was saying. Yeah, so that's the swing away. Um, and then we're gonna talk about different stuff like Amazon, places to buy it, and should you buy new, should you buy old, Amazon press or Chinese press or the regular Chinese press that's managed by other companies Distance. Notice I didn't say it's not Chinese press. Yep. So okay. So yeah, so that's the new added accessory that they did to the swingway. They have a pull-out draw with it. You still swinging away things with the heat press machine because with the clamshell, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. There's only one machine that can do both clamshell up and down and swing away, right? And that's like the Hotronics from Stalls. They're like there is an auto open swing away, but it is expensive and both clamshell version, right? Clamshell mode, and then it does swing away mode, side to side, right? So let's go back to man. Yeah, let's go back to the swing away. So the swing away, every swing away except for the stalls, right? Except for the stalls, cannot do auto open. And the reason why is because the way the manufacturer makes the swing away is it's too loose. It doesn't lock up to give you a chance to decide if you want it to swing when it opens or if you want it to just stay up. And because that reason, they don't do automatic swing away. So if you want an automatic swing away, you're not gonna get it. The only one that you can get is the stalls, and that baby is a pretty penny. It's a pretty penny. All right. So you got that going on. Now back to clamshells. No, new heat press machines that's in the market now. So back then, you used to have heat press machine that was just non-automatic open. Now they have automatic open, and I'll talk about different platens used. So there's a new company that is sponsoring me actually, HTV Run. If you watch my HTV Run video, you can use the discount code. Let me know if it works. If it doesn't, I gotta contact them so I can know what's up. Because anytime somebody uses it, I get like a small commission or something like that, just a little tiny bit, right? So yeah, so HTV Run has changed the game when it comes to heat press. But you know what? Before I'm gonna talk about that last. The new heat presses that's come to the market, which Stalls was the one who really introduces this new process. Now you're getting all these different heat presses that has different things that you can do, right? So there's some heat presses out there, right, that are clamshell and auto open, but some of them come with like interchangeable platens, right? And what interchangeable platen is basically where you put the shirt and your logo. Yeah, where you put your shirt and your logo. I mean, the shirt to put your logo. Sometimes you don't need that much of a space. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may just need just a small space, like something like a 10 by 10 or something like that. Or so the new heat presses out there, they have ability to give you more range in platens where you can put different garments. They even have one that's for like shoes. You can put 4 shoes at a time and heat press on them. So the heat press machine has come a long way from just opening up and down and then applying heat. You know, so don't knock the heat press. There's a heat press for everybody. Whatever your thing is, there's something. All right. So now with the Amazon presses, you can also get all these different things too if you want. If you like having accessories with your heat press, you can do it with the Amazon press. Oh, my guy on again with Adrian, Andrew. Is it Andrew? Oh, Andre. Sorry, Andre. All right. Yeah. Excuse me. If you notice I'm not reading things correct, I'm just glancing at these things for a quick second while my view is pretty much to the window. All right. What's up? Yeah, what's going on? My guy, listen, Distinct Performance, if you're still there, you want to check out On Again, man. He's got I remember he was asking like, yo, what do you think? Large embroidery or small? I was like, yo, go with the small and you can do white. You can do all white colors embroidery, right? You can do all white stitching with the design and you can sublimate on it. And my man did that. So check him out, man. Check him out. He's doing big things. It's all good, LOL. I got you, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. So we're just I like to do a little live. I usually have like about an hour. Okay. Distinct Performance said I will. How is that HTV run? Yo, man, that HTV run is crazy. Oh man, it's crazy, bro. You know what? So I've already talked about the different platinum stuff. Let me hit you with the HTV run. All right. So the HTV run is a 15 by 15. When you have a 16 by 20, you need a separate outlet just to run that thing, because if you put it with anything else, you're gonna shorten your fuse, right? And then on top of that, you may need to increase the outlet wattage, because when you have a 16 by 20, it pulls a lot of juice, and if it doesn't pull the right amount of juice, what you'll notice is the heat is not as hot. It's not the heat press's fault. It's just because you're not giving it the right amount of energy that it needs to pull so it can heat up the platen. You know what I'm saying? Right? So that's the 16 by 20. I'm saying that on purpose because, I got one on the side, just still waiting. But anyways, so I've been using 15 by 15s, and I find that they are perfect when it comes to like applying designs and stuff. Most of your designs are not going to be 16 by 16 or 16 by 20. So majority of it, the biggest you'll get is a 15 by 15, and then that's it, right? And if you get anything beyond that, then chances are your 16 by 20 probably would need to heat press again anyway. You're just saving yourself. Yeah, man. All right, it says you are right. My 16 by 20 does a little out fuse. Yep. Yo, my guy, what's going on? He's like, yo, man, what's up? We need to talk, man. No, don't forget. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Let me talk about the HTV run real quick, and I'll be out. Yeah, so with the HTV run, what's going on with it is this, right? This is, man, for the price they have it, is crazy cheap for no reason, right? So you can get one easily for like, I say maybe 150. I mean, 250, just 250. And this is what, like, if you go back to my HTV run video, like my wife was helping out, right? And we were doing sublimation on some shirts for an order. We had like 20 orders, but we had to do front and back. So that's 40 orders, in other words, right? So we had the HTV run. Now the regular automatic heat press, you need some muscle into that. And if you got like 40 shirts, you're gonna be built afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So with the HTV run, this thing is crazy. It has a pull-out drawer. You put the shirt on there, right? And then afterwards, you push it in. It automatically closes, and you can set it to do automatic or manual, right? So with the automatic, you push it in, then you press the button, and it goes down, right? I mean, that's the manual. The automatic is, right? It automatically opens once you push the button down. So it's automatic open, automatic close, lock, push down. I don't know how to put that. Automatic open, automatic close, right? So, all right. So This is the scenario. We got 20 shirts, right? She put the shirt in the front, put the sublimation image on there, pushed it in, and then okay, I gotta read it. All right. Green Energy Gem said, thanks for the gems. I appreciate it, bro. Um, yeah, so the AC. Okay, cool. So because I gotta go talk to my guy, man. So man, the rain is crazy today. Anyway, so as she was putting the shirts, she basically I sent it to auto open, auto close, right? There's a feature, you just press a little button, that's it. You don't have to do any extra work or anything, right? So I pushed it in. I mean, she loaded the shirt, pushed it in, right? It automatically closed down, it automatically opened. We pull it out, next shirt. Same thing, bam, bam, bam. And it's as fast as you are, right? So now you're not constantly pressing button to push it down, right? You're not constantly pressing, so you're not using any energy at all. The HTV Run, I think, is the beast of screen printing machines. And here's the thing, right? When it comes to certain things like what do you call it, white toner, you can't do that on, you can't do white toner on it. The reason why is because it has a preset pressure. Now you can increase the pressure, right? And also you can increase the heat too, and time and temperature and all that, right? All that is on my video that I showed. And check out my links. Let me know if it works. So when you're doing that, when it comes to the pressure and you're doing, like, let's say white toner, that is not a great idea for a heat press machine. As far as the HTV Runs is, they haven't given you the ability to really dial in the pressure. It's already, everything is preset on purpose so you don't ruin anything and everything is good, right? Okay, all I saw was Heatpress 4 and then ... Yeah, so that's basically the HTV Run. Like, if you have an HTV Run and you're doing just sublimation, vinyls, or even DTF prints, you're good to go. You're good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have 100 shirts and you can pop them out like crazy. So press time is, let's say you put it for like 10 seconds, right? 10 seconds, it goes down. 10 seconds, no, 10 seconds, once it goes down, opens up, bam. Next shirt. It takes you, let's say it takes you 2 minutes to put the shirt, another 10 minutes to press, right? That's 10 seconds to press, and another 2 seconds to load the shirt, right? So that's 12 seconds, right? Even if you push it to like 25, that's 27 seconds, right? And before you know it, you're cutting your time in half because you're doing less work. In my opinion, the HTV Run, yo, this thing is a beast. I'm not just saying that because I'm sponsored, you know what I mean? They gave me a free machine too, by the way. But I thought it was just gonna be like, okay, cool, they just gave me this machine, I'll test it out. Man, I fell in love with this thing. I usually use it for anything but like things that needs to be applied with super high pressure. But I found a way to deal with the application of high pressure. All you do is you get Teflon pillow, like the really big ones, and you just slide it underneath there, and then that's where you're gonna get your added pressure for the heat press HTV Run, and that way it'll help you out a lot, right? So that's what's going on with that. Other than that, so yeah, so those are the new innovations as far as like heat press. It's good to have a heat press machine no matter what you're doing. Also, you can use it for your screen printing too, the HTV Run. If you have two of them, especially if you have them on crafts shows, they don't weigh, they're pretty heavy, but they don't weigh that much. Like a 15 by 15 is pretty heavy. But them, I'd say the most is like you're looking at maybe 60, 65 pounds. Check out the description of them and it'll tell you. But I've been able to just lift it off uh, the box. It does say that you should have somebody with you, like I think, but it's for if you're a guy, it's not that heavy, you know. But yeah, so I'm about to head out. Like, subscribe. This Levi Apparel. Again, my guy Distinctive Performance. Fernand, check out on again. Yo, his stuff is top notch, and he does the sublimation he embroidery I was talking about. Like, I mean, you let them know, man. You let them know. You guys should really link up because I think pretty soon he's about to get a big one, a big embroidery machine. And just like I said, he followed it. He got the small one, learned it, and maximized the learning potentials. Checked out A-Dub. It's killing it. And now, I don't know. I think you're ready for another one, right? Oh, T-Town's in the house. Damn, guys, I got to go. But T-Town, I was explaining about the ACV run, how you have the auto open, auto close. And then all you have to do is just put the shirt on there, push it in, and it automatically closes, automatically opens, and then that's it. You're done. You don't have to do anything else. You know, you bring that to a craft fair, you killing it. You bring 2, 3 to a craft fair, you killing it. You know, nobody has to do any extra. What do you call it? Learning, nothing. All they have to do is just slide it in, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So guys, I'm out. Like, subscribe. This is Levi Apparel. Peace. And link up with each other, man. I'm telling you.